Hello there guys and welcome back to a brand new video. Now we've just got a new community transmission dropped for tomorrow's update with the release notes, and we also had a trailer earlier in the day, so I'll play the trailer on loop in the background. But today I'm going to be going through this community transmission with the release notes for tomorrow's update. There's quite a bit to go through, so I do apologise, but it should be a lot of fun. So in the new trailer we get our first look at the new jungle planet coming into the game on Friday, with the update obviously dropping on Tuesday. So it says here that you'll have plenty of cover in the form of thick vegetation, while caves offer the opportunity for some great close combat gameplay. They haven't named the planet, but apparently there is the name around there somewhere. But the new jungle planet will arrive in co-op and heroes versus villains with the update. However, it will only drop in the rotations on the Friday, and then the planet will come to instant action and capital supremacy in January 2020. But it should be pretty cool. It looks a lot of fun, and we do see a Tantive 4-like ship on there, which is really cool. But moving on into the reinforcements, we've got quite a bit to go through here. So we got the Sith Trooper, the Ovisian Gunner, the First Order Jet Trooper, and the Cafex Spy, each of which have 3 abilities, which is great. They look awesome as well. So the first ability for the Sith Trooper is Combat Rush, which will boost the sprint speed of the Sith Trooper, and if you defeat enemies while it's enabled, it will trigger a health regeneration and extend the time of Combat Rush, which I think sounds really cool. There's Seek Tactics as well, which will allow the Sith Troopers to scan nearby enemies and reveal the 4 closest ones to you, which I think is amazing. And if you defeat an enemy, even more will be revealed, which I think is a really unique ability. Actually, I think it's really cool and I cannot wait to use that. And the third ability is Oppression Grenade, and this grenade damages any nearby enemies as well as blocking their ability to recover health for a short amount of time. So I think that's really cool. The Sith Trooper sounds amazing, and of course you get to use the Sith Trooper Blaster. On the themes of the First Order, I'm going to go to the Jet Trooper now as well. So it says here that the First Order Airborne Trooper comes equipped with custom armor and integrated jetpack for swift traversal. Their fast movement and aerial capabilities, combined with the G125 projectile launcher, make them the ideal choice for carrying out surprise attacks against resistance foes. And in the GIF playing on the CT as well, I think it just looks incredible. So these guys have a jetpack ability which will enable them to fly while spending fuel, and if you aim down the sights while you're flying, then you'll be able to hover, which I think is really cool. Having the actual jet, like full-on jet troopers that you can fly around with and stuff, I think is amazing. Their second ability is a tri-barrel launcher, which will reconfigure the blaster to fire from a tri-barreled projectile launcher at the expense of increased heat buildup, which I think is really cool actually. So I'm guessing you'll just fire with 1 to start with normally. However, if you switch to 3, it will basically, you'll fire more shots at once. However, you will obviously be able to fire them less. And the third and final ability is Jet Tackle, which will see the First Order Jet Trooper charge forth along the ground and slam into opponents, knocking them off their feet. The Ovisian Gunner as well is the first of the Resistance reinforcements that I'm going to go through. So it says here that they will also have a charge ability which will charge forth, slam into abilities and knock them down, so very much like the aerial trooper for the First Order. And then it says here that when she's not on the offensive, she has the ability to activate defensive stance, which will instantly cool her modified Z6B rotary cannon, and any damage dealt replenishes her health both for herself and any nearby allies. And then her third and final ability switches the modified Z6B rotary cannon into an anti-armor mode, gaining increased efficiency along both shields and vehicles. So I think this gunner is going to be very much a almost support role really. The fact that she can heal her teammates and support them in that way, as well as taking out vehicles, should be a lot of fun. The last reinforcement is the Cafex Spy, and obviously the Cafex and the Ovisian Gunner are both brand new alien species coming into Star Wars through the Rise of Skywalker. So to see them here, they look incredible honestly, and the Cafex Spy is armed with a modified GLIE-44 and also specialises in hand-to-hand combat. The first of the Cafex Spy's abilities is the Truncheon attack ability, which will basically just be like Jin's melee in Battlefront 2015, but you will be able to deal a series of blunt force melee strikes with using the Truncheon, which I think is great, and these strikes can also be chained into a powerful third strike which will knock enemies to the ground. Again, it's kind of playing on from Jin's Truncheon charge and Captain Phasma's Star Strike, which I think is really cool. They've also got a scanner beacon as well, which will allow the Cafex Spy to deploy a decoy that relays enemy locations and disrupts their scanner to display a false enemy. And if it's deployed outdoors, it can also be used to call in a remote bombardment, which sounds awesome. And then The last ability is the rapid fire ability, which gives the Catholic spy the option to overload his blaster to rapidly fire at maximum damage output. Moving on now to the hero skins. I think these were pretty obvious anyway, but Kylo Ren is getting his Supreme Leader appearance, which you've obviously seen before through the trailers and the new shot that was shown off earlier today for Battlefront 2. But obviously he's going to have his helmet on, no hood up, but with the repaired helmet, which I think looks amazing. Finn's going to have his appearance inspired by the film as well, of course, with the grey and blue sort of outfit. And then Rey's got her Jedi outfit, where she's using her almost kind of white, very much Jakku inspired garments as well. Every skin will cost you 40,000 credits or 1,000 crystals. However, if you've got the Celebration Edition, then you will be able to unlock all 3 appearances automatically. So of course, co-op is also being added to the new trilogy as well as of tomorrow. So it's going to start with Jakku, Takodana and Starkiller Base, which will release tomorrow. And then of course the brand new planet will be introduced on Friday, which I think is really good. They've also said here that they're going to be prioritizing new trilogy maps as well, which will mean you will be able to play them more frequently, which I think is really good. Another feature about co-op as well, obviously at the moment it says you can play the dark side or light side. However, they're changing that so that you're going to be able to go and choose play any, Galactic Republic, Separatist Alliance, Resistance or First Order. So you're going to be able to choose which faction specifically you want to play as, which I think is a really good idea. Basically you can just go and choose whether you want to play prequels or sequel trilogy as one go, which I think is great. Then it says that we'll be updating game modes with a similar menu structure in the coming months, including Capital Supremacy. So I'm hoping they do this with Galactic Assault as well. Having this sort of error selector I think is very much needed in the game. It was obviously something that was mentioned a few months back, but having this in the game actually is going to be incredible, and I cannot wait to see this feature introduced tomorrow. Another feature being added to Battlefront 2 tomorrow is one I've actually wanted for a very long time and very happy to see this enter the game, and that is the ability to mark objectives. This will be on co-op and Capital Supremacy, and it's something that I've actually been really wanting for a long time. Reason being, like, if you're in a game on your own and you're in a squad, you can't really communicate with them because there's no like in-game party chat. So to be able to go and do this to mark objectives, I think is fantastic. A few little notes here as well. It says that an objective that is not marked is displayed with a grey hexagon with no outline. If it's friendly, then it will be blue. If it's an enemy, then it will obviously be red. And if they have been marked by a teammate, then it will be there'll be a yellow hexagon outline. If the objective is friendly owned but lost to an enemy, it will be displayed with a blinking hexagon. And if the objective has been marked by a squad member, this will be displayed next to their name in the squad list. Before moving on into some of the hero changes, I'm just going to go over some changes to the squad system in Blast, Strike and Extraction. So they say here, our goal is to help increase how quickly you can get back into the action with your squad and reduce the amount of time you have to spend running from the default spawn location. So there are 4 things here that have changed. It says reduce the minimum distance from enemy with a line of sight from 25 to 13 meters. Reduce minimum distance from enemy without line of sight from 10 meters to 8. Increased minimum distance from grenade from 8 to 9, and reduce minimum out of combat time from 4 to 2. So basically Blast, Strike and Extraction should basically just be more fast paced, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. Now on to some hero changes. Boba Fett's got a few, or quite a lot of changes here actually, but these are more tweaks as such to basically make them resemble the First Order Jet Trooper even more, which I think is great. One thing in particular that I really like is the fact that he will now no longer lose momentum when he's out of his jetpack. If he runs out of fuel, he pretty much normally just drops out of the air. However, now he will continue in that momentum arc, which I think is great. And there are some other changes as well, which basically just improves him a little bit more. So it says here that his fuel will now regenerate whilst jumping, which is only a small thing, but I think is really good to have. And it says here that Boba can now fly by holding the jump as well, instead of just holding L2, which I think is a really good change here as well. Another thing here as well is obviously Darth Vader's choke ability is now changed back so that it can be used even if there's no target. And a change here that I'm really happy about now is that Obi-Wan will no longer prevent dodges using his restrictive mind trick. Having it as getting rid of people's abilities for a short period of time, I was fine with. Not being able to dodge though was really frustrating, to be honest, and it wasn't that fun to go up against obviously, so to see them change that, I'm really happy. That's pretty much everything for this video though, guys. Tomorrow's update is going to be incredible. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the trailer as well. For me, it's probably one of the best trailers that we've had for the game, and I feel like it really gathered an essence for everything. Tomorrow, the 17th of December, brings 4 brand new reinforcements, which all sound pretty unique and really fun to use. We get co-op for the sequel trilogy. We also get the new planet for co-op on Friday, and then obviously more content to come in January along the lines of Capital Supremacy for the sequel trilogies. So there's a lot to look forward to. I'm really hoping the game will go on, obviously far beyond 2021, but you never know. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.